Hello everybody. Let's try this again since first time kind of messed up. In the family of thermoquads, we'll start with the WCFB, which is the father of what evolved into the thermoquads. This is his first attempt, of which it morphed into the AFBs, AVS. Factories were identified with the idle mix screws pointing horizontal. If they point upwards here, then that's the aftermarket version. AVS has a secondary air door. AFB does not. Then from there, they went into the competition series, identified by the phenolic bowl, the flat surfaces on the top. Original versions had press-in jets held in with O-rings, and generally no numbers on the base. Here was identified by a tag. Later versions, the SAs, had screw-in jets. Now this particular one is a 1000 CFM, identified by the single ring in the venturi. This is an 850 CFM, dual ring. And then for 71, Chrysler said, hey, we're onto something here. So the holy grail of thermoquads, apparently, is identified by this type of vent stack, which, as you can see, carries over from the competition series, unlike production. Also identified by the idle mix screws splayed out on an angle, unlike production. 72, as you can see, was kind of what we're used to. Then around 75, 76, they started going into the flat face. When you start getting into those, for the most part, you're into lean calibrations on the idle circuits. And you start getting into the lean burn. Now, these are also identified usually by the ridges on the bowl vent, on the bowl, and the red Welch plugs. Now, what also happened was International used versions of the thermoquads, which had a vent here, or a vacuum line here, and this is a temperature compensator. Those are on the 345s and the 392s. You can also get them to run on a Chrysler, not a problem. It will work. Now, everybody says, what about the thermoquads with the electric choke? Well, in 1974, I believe it is, on the Ford 460s, they had the electric choke, identified by the threaded nipple here. Further, they also had the extra vacuum pod on the side. These can run on a small block okay. You may have to adjust the jetting a little bit, but all in all, you can make them work. Now, exceptions to this rule is the 9800, 9801, 9810, 9811, which have the electric choke. No threading here, and this is not drilled. Those are the aftermarket competition series, which work really well on small blocks, can run well on big blocks, and they're 800 CFM. Let's get something straight. Thermoquads only came in 1000 CFM. 850 CFMs, 800 CFMs, and then there are some exceptions in the very end of the runs for the 318s with a little bit smaller CFMs. 2 primary throttle bore sizes, inch and 3/8 or an inch and a half. If it's an inch and 3/8, it's an 800. If it's an inch and a half, it's an 850. Generally, your 800s have an aluminum butterfly, 850s are steel. Also, as you move up the line, we're accustomed to the ThermoQuad having the fuel coming in the side. Well, at one point, they switch it to the rear. Competition series with the electric choke, the 9800 series, also have the fuel coming in the back. Well, that's it for this one.